Hi guys, so it's been ages since I've done a talkie vlog. Lots has changed since the last one I did, so I've got a different car for a start. But also I think the last time I did a vlog I had 1 retired pony and 3 rideable ponies, and now I have 1 rideable pony and 3, I don't want to say retired, but I want to say ponies that aren't ridden at the moment. 1 definitely retired. So I thought it was a bit of an update. I would do a video on when to retire your horse. Like, when do you know it's the right time to retire your horse? Is there a right time to retire your horse? What's my experience with retiring your horse? Yeah, it's a bit of a grey area really, but I thought what better time to explain than now. You know, it's something I've had to think about a lot in the past couple of years, especially recently. So yeah, I'll give you a little update, let you know what's been going on with each of the ponies, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. This here is Jane. Jane is my first pony. She was born in 1992, so she's now 31. I've actually owned her since 2003, so we've been together properly for 20 years, but before that I did used to ride her and loan her and just do loads of stuff with her at the riding school basically. So I have known her a very long time. So riding wise, Jane actually retired when she was 23, so she had an injury to one of her legs. She ended up in hospital, so she went to Newbury Hospital. She basically had this injury and then had a bad reaction to the drugs that they gave her for the pain, which then meant that she basically colicked for, it was about 3 days straight. So she went to the hospital to have fluids, basically on the agreement that they wouldn't do any other investigations because of her age, no surgery, nothing like that, but just to see if they could get her to stop colicking basically. It worked, so she stopped colicking, she recovered from the surgery, but her leg was another story, so it took a long time for her leg to get better, and when it did, the vet basically said to us that probably riding was out of the question now, so she retired at that point, and it was very much out of the blue. Until then she'd been a really good all-rounder, lots of hacking, Lautrec, bit of jumping. She's a typical New Forest pony, absolutely insane, aren't you, Jane? So yeah, it was a bit of a blow and completely out of the blue for us really, but yeah, that was what I thought was the end of our riding days. So then we had a couple of years where she was in the field, just retired. I was looking at her one day and thinking, wow, she looks really good. She actually looks really sound and she's moving around with no problems. So I did wonder whether she'd be able to be ridden again because she likes being ridden. So I thought, well, if she is able to hack, that'd be great for her. So the vet came out, checked her over and said, look, you know your horse best, you've had her for years, you know, there's no medical reason why you can't try again. So we did, and when she was 25 I got back on her very slowly, very gently, and we did some hacking out. It was a great time. I'm going to insert some clips and pictures that I've got. I made sure that I did take some photos, did some videos, and got some footage of us riding because I wanted to document it and I wanted to keep something. So it was really nice to be able to have that time with her and also get a bit more in the way of photos and video. So that was absolutely lovely. She really loved that time together again, and I only put a stop to it when I felt her starting to trip slightly when I was riding her. Now Jane is 13.2 and I am 5'6", 5'7", so I'm an adult rider, quite a tall adult rider on a pony, and that does affect their balance. There's no two ways about it. You know, your weight can be fine, but your balance and the pony's balance is another thing. So when she started tripping, I decided that was it. I did not want us to have an accident where she tripped and I pulled pulled us over basically. So yeah, it was very sad. I do remember the last time getting off of her and thinking, that's that, no more. But in a way it was almost like a bit of closure, because this time I'd made the decision and the decision hadn't been taken out of my hands, and Jane had got a bit of time back doing the thing that she loved doing. So it was bittersweet. So that was when she was 25. She's 31 now, so she's been retired for 6 years, and I honestly thought she'd be the sort of pony that didn't like being retired. She is quite happy being in the field. I mean, as you can see, she is the glue that holds this field together. Everyone in this field absolutely loves Jane. She is the proper matriarch, and yeah, she couldn't be happier. So absolutely no concerns there about her being retired. Like I say, I did worry a little bit about it at the start, but I needn't have worried. She is happy as Larry. And yeah, that's kind of Jane's story with her retirement. Then we have my little Seren. So Seren, she is 25 now. I've had her since 2009. She's a Welsh Section B and she's only 12.3. So I think a lot of people think she's actually my first pony, because she's so giddy, but she was actually my third pony. Seren is amazing. Seren, again, is absolutely lovely to ride. She has been trained extremely well. She schools beautifully. She is a little bit of a wuss out hacking. She likes to be with her friends. I mean, who could blame her? I like being with my friends. I don't like being on my own. Neither does Seren. So we compromise and we only do things with our friends, so that's fine. So with Seren, when I first got her, we did a lot of dressage. A couple of my friends rode her. We did lots together basically, and we had lots of good times. But again, as I mentioned with Jane, I had to be very aware of her size. So I'll just show you how tall I am next to poor little Ginger. Okay, so when she was younger and fitter and muscled up, she didn't have a problem carrying me, because she's a very, very stocky Welsh Section B. As she got older, I found that my body, my height of my body on her was causing us a balance problem, and I didn't want to cause an accident again. So when she got to about probably her early 20s, I started riding her less and less. She became more of just a children's pony. So my friends' children rode her quite a lot. A lot of my friends have had little ones now, so she's the perfect pony for them to come and ride. And she absolutely loves it too. She loves having a little brush. She loves the children coming up. Our last proper ride, I would say, was last summer when my friend Sian rode her. Sian's a bit smaller than me, so she finds it a bit easier to carry her. But we haven't really done any sort of work since then. So I don't know, would you call Seren retired? She's still rideable, and it would only take bringing her back into work and she'd be fine to ride again. She's got no medical reason why she can't be ridden, and she does enjoy it. So with her, really, it's just the lack of having someone small enough to ride her. I'm very particular about who rides my ponies, but especially with Seren, because she is very specific about who can ride her and what they can do. So yes, the perfect person would have to come along, but if they did, I'd be happy to supervise them riding her and having some fun. That's kind of where she is. So I think Seren goes to show that sometimes there's not a black and white answer to being retired. Sometimes it's semi-retired, sometimes it's retired for now. So yeah, I think that's an interesting one to ponder on. And then we have Juliet, who you're probably very used to seeing from my hacking videos. Well, from the hacking videos, the angle is usually like this. And Instagram and everywhere, because what a pretty face. She is usually my main riding pony, but currently Juliet is also not being ridden. So let me just explain a bit about what's happening with her. So Juliet is 21. She's a New Forest pony. I've had her 7 years, coming up to 8 maybe. Basically what's happened with her is we've had a couple of years where the winters she's not been very happy to be ridden, and one year it was due to some liver issues which were all sorted. Yeah, this year it was a little bit worse than normal, so we've had the vet out to investigate. We've had the liver checked again and that is all fine. So yeah, basically I've had 3 vets tell me, or 2 vets and a physio, tell me that her back looks very much like she has kissing spines. So she has had a couple of foals in her past, and it seems that whenever she is out of work, she kind of goes back to that sort of sway-backed kind of pregnant mare look. So it's like her muscles just lose their elasticity here and her belly drops. Of course, that is not very comfortable when you're being ridden. We think that where she's lost her top line, where she's been out of work, this has made her back drop, and these spinous processes to potentially touch each other a little bit and cause a bit of pain. Now, she's not been x-rayed, so I don't know for sure. I'm just going on what the professionals have told me from the investigations we've had. And at the moment, the course of action we're taking is just doing lots of groundwork, trying to build a bit of top line back up. We've currently got our heat pad on at the moment, so she has this on every day, just to warm the muscles on her back, and then we do her physio exercises, so walking around, walking over poles, doing our stretches. She does seem to be enjoying the heat pad. She really, really likes this. As you can see, absolutely no problem getting it on her. Again, as you can see, she's not very tall either. So Juliet is 13'1". She is the most stockiest New Forest pony I've ever seen in my life. She is currently not in any sort of fit riding state, but I'll insert some photos of us doing some dressage a couple of years ago, and you can see how well she takes up my leg and my height, and just how different she looks to now, basically. So Juliet is generally a really good all-rounder, lots of hacking, absolutely love going out hacking. She jumps like a stag. Dressage, we were points championship for our riding club in 2019. So yeah, I had lots of plans for dressage continuing on as we went through the years, as we went into our veteran years together, but that was not meant to be. So we will see how we go. I've noticed a huge difference since we started with the physio, the heat pad and the exercises. So we're having the physio again at the end of the month. We'll see how we're getting on. Whether or not she'll be ridden again, I don't know. I'm not going to push it, because that's not what I do with my horses. I just want them to be happy. So if she's just happy doing in-hand stuff and having her heat pad on, then that's what we'll do. Juliet absolutely loves agility. She's really good at it. If I set stuff out in our school with tarpaulins and things like that, she's straight over there wanting to go in and have a go. So I know that she absolutely loves that. She's still got things she wants to do. She's still very happy and perky. If she wants to be ridden and we get back to that, great. But I also think that if we do get to that stage, it's going to be hacking only. Probably not schooling, probably not jumping. But we'll see, we'll see. So again, like Seren, Juliet is in a slightly different category, but again, in a different category to Seren. So there's nothing medically wrong with Seren that means that she can't be ridden, whereas with Juliet, that's what's causing the problems and why we can't be doing our riding. So yeah, this was unexpected and out of the blue, and that is kind of what older horses do. They throw these things at you that you're not always expecting. And I know that younger horses can do that as well. I've had horses now for 20 years, the same horse for 20 years as far as Jane's concerned, and Erna I've had for 19 years. So I know that when they're younger, they have their own problems. But yeah, when they're older, these things come up. You kind of get into that sort of lull into a full sense of security that, oh, we do dressage and this is what we're going to carry on doing, and then these things come up. So the physio also found some arthritic changes in Juliet's neck. You can feel the changes in her neck. That could also be another thing that stops us from doing ridden work. I'm never going to ask her to do something she's not comfortable with, because I don't want that for any of my horses. If we're doing stuff, we're having fun together, not me forcing my fun on them. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Sticking our little grey area for now of retirement. Retired, not retired, don't know. Juliet is a semi-retired pony. And that just leaves us with number one riding pony, Erna. So Nana is 22. 2001 she was born, and I got her in 2004, so she was just about to turn 3. She's the first pony I ever broke in. She's the only pony I've ever broken in fully. Obviously Ed's an ongoing project. She has been with me now for a very long time. Hilarious as I say that and she walks off. But Erna is riding pony currently, and she comes with her own little idiosyncrasies. So Erna loves hacking. I actually bought her to be my dressage pony, but Erna's forte is hacking. She's not scared of anything. She'll hack for miles. She absolutely loves it. So that is what we do. She also loves to jump. So she hates going in the school, but she loves to jump. So, you know, we have to make a bit of a compromise sometimes if she wants to have a bit of a jump. She is also a little bit round in the old belly department, having had quite a lot of the winter off due to the weather. But yeah, she's absolutely fit and well. So now the weather is a bit more on our side, I'm hoping we can get out and do lots of hacking. She is in her 20s, so I do have to be a bit aware of what she's doing and make sure she doesn't do too much, because she is one of these that will just carry on and on and on until she hurt herself, because she loves being ridden, she loves going out. So I do have to be a bit careful with her, because I want her to go on and on. And yeah, hopefully we've got lots of fun hacking in our summer coming up soon. She's just had a new saddle, which she absolutely loves. She's going so nicely in it, I'm so pleased. So yeah, really looking forward to getting out there, doing some hacking. But yeah, that's Nona. So there you have it. I don't think you can really plan for retirement for horses in a lot of cases. There's so many things to consider. So their physical health, their mental health, you as a rider, them as a horse, the facilities you've got, where you are in the country, you know, how wet are your winters, how muddy is your field. I'm very lucky, I'm on sand, so although we have the sand colic to worry about, as you can see, the field is quite dry. There's a few muddy spots but in front of the shelter, but it's not too bad. So the ground is very kind to the girls' joints. But yeah, there's a lot to think about, and some of the things are things you wouldn't have considered. So I've definitely learned a lot from my time with my older girls. I hope this has been helpful for someone, or just an interesting insight really into kind of the thought processes around retirement. I think my retirement's a very open-ended word really, if I'm honest. You know your horses, and you're the one that's going to know your horse the best. Listen to your professionals that are around you, your vets, your farriers, your physios, saddlers, you know, all those people that know the different aspects of the horse. Get the information from them and make the best choices you can for your horses. We don't always get it right, you know, I will say that. There's things I've done in the past that, you know, I could have done differently, and I fully put my hands up to that. But it's important we recognise those and make sure that we do the right thing the next time. So yeah, that's basically it. Just been nice doing a video again really. So yeah, I hope to see you all soon. Bye.